Shakespeare. I wasn't planning to present this. This is not exactly for you, but basically, we've got this idea that Shakespeare is like very serious, okay? So we want to kind of lighten up, yeah? We want to kind of think of him in a more fun kind of way, yeah? And it'd be kind of nice if he would, if he would talk to us, say something, wouldn't it? There he is, okay? And do you know what he's saying? I know what he's saying. He's saying, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate, he says. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a day. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is it gold complexion dimmed, and every fair from fair sometime declines by chance, or nature's changing course untrimmed. Okay, but thy eternal summer shall not fade. Nor lose possession of the fair thou owest, nor shall death drag thy wonders in its shade when in eternal lies. The time thou growest. Okay, so long as men can breathe, or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives eyes to thee, life to thee. Well, and you think, what the heck? You think, what am I supposed to do with that? That's just a lot of very difficult stuff. Okay? But I want to sort of take a look at that. All right? Let's just. Yeah, this was published in 1607. Here it is, all right? And everybody says Shakespeare wrote Old English, but it's not really old. I mean, it's not so different from our English. He uses a different word for thee, for you. Okay, thee is you, all right? Shall I compare you to a summer's day? All right? Now, wouldn't you like your boyfriend to say that to you? Wouldn't you like it? Wouldn't you think that was kind of romantic if your boyfriend said that to you? Yeah? Yeah, kind of. Or it might be a good line. You think you might use that? You think you might talk to a girl and say, thou art more lovely and more temperate. You're more lovely. You're better than a summer's day. You're more lovely than a summer's day. Is it a good nampak kind of line? Would it work, do you think? Tell a girl that she was more lovely than a summer's day? Okay, well, so that's maybe, we can think about that. Then, so, what's happening? Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, summer's leaf hath all too short a date, sometime too hot the eye. Woo! It's okay though. If you think about it, he's saying, shall I compare you to a summer's day? You're more lovely, you're better than a summer's day. So, he's saying, Natsu no hi no jakuten wa kore desu. Okay, sometime rough winds, kaziga. Okay, it's windy. Summer's lease is too short. Summer's day is too short. Kasukiru. Sometime too hot. Let's take a look at it. Okay, let's take a look at these things. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May. Okay, what's wrong with a summer's day? Why are you better than a summer's day? Well, sometimes a summer's day comes like this. Not so good. I prefer you, okay? I prefer my beautiful girlfriend better than that. They're sure, yeah? And then he says, summer's lease has all too short a date. It doesn't last for very long. And then he says, sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines. And again, like today, for example, it's too hot, isn't it? Okay? I prefer my beautiful girlfriend to a hot sun like that. And then he says, often is his gold complexion dimmed. Okay, the eye of heaven, we understand, it's the sun. The gold complexion of the sun is dimmed. Why? Well, because sometimes it's cloudy. It's never quite right. It's windy, it's too hot, it's cloudy. Anyway, it's too short. Okay? Often is his gold complexion dimmed. Okay? So, all of these things, these are all the things that are wrong with a summer's day. And every fair from fair sometime declines. Every fair from fair sometime declines by net change, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. And then he says, Demo, thy eternal summer shall not fade. Okay? Thy, of course, is your, okay? Okay, you are, thy, your, okay? Your eternal summer shall not fade. Okay? Like that. That's what you are. Okay? You're just an eternal summer that goes on forever and ever, and it never ends, and it's always perfect. Okay? And then he says, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest. You'll always be kirei, you'll always be fair, beautiful. And then he says, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade. Death will never say, I've got her, she's mine, ha ha, she's dead, she's mine. Death can never say this. She will never belong to death. She will always be a beautiful summer, forever, and she will never belong to death. Why not? Shakespeare died hundreds of years ago. Didn't his girlfriend die as well? So why does she live forever? He says, in eternal lines to time thou growest. You grow towards time in eternal lines. Eternal lines. And then at the end, so long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this. Okay? Men can you breathe? Yes, so he can breathe. And can you see? Yes, you can see. So if you can breathe and he can see, then this lives. And this gives life to thee. Your life, where does your life come from? It comes from this. So, now again, your imagination. What is this? What is this that gives life to this beautiful person? So long as, and what are these eternal lines? What does this mean? It's the same kind of thing, the imagination that you had when you were a little child. If you use it, you can find the answer. Here's the hint. Okay, talk together. See if you can think. What are the eternal lines? What is this that gives life to thee? Any idea? Well, this is just like the games that we play. Go on. Lines, and the lines are off exactly the lines in the book. And the lines are off. Especially which lines? Which lines in which book? These lines in this poem, they give life to you. You live forever. You are beautiful forever in the poem. Is that fun? Okay. Alright, okay. are cute. Okay, so long lives this, so long lives this poem. In my poem, you are forever beautiful. You live forever. You never die. In my poem, you are always there. You are always great. Okay? Is that so bad? Is that so bad? I don't know. If you can just have a little feeling, you know, maybe that feeling can grow. But if you start off thinking, oh, Shakespeare is so difficult, it's so boring, it's not a good way to think, is it? You'll never enjoy it. Okay? So try to see the fun in literature. Okay? And if somebody tries to kill the fun in literature for you, don't let them. Okay? People do, they make it aggiungesibile and it's not fun anymore. But do you know what Shakespeare was? Shakespeare was 16世紀の Hollywood. He was the Hollywood of his day. Okay? They didn't have cinema, they didn't have theater, you know, they didn't have television. They had Shakespeare. And other people like Shakespeare. He was never kind of, oh, bunga, some case. He was never, he was just a normal, he was writing for people to enjoy. He would be very unhappy to think that you suffer because of his writing. Okay? So you enjoy Shakespeare, all right? Don't let anybody take it away from you. Okay. Sonnet 18. Okay. Okay, well actually I was planning to do more pronunciation work and I have one more pronunciation presentation for you. So should we just finish off quickly with some pronunciation?